And when everything is upside down, when you're yelling but you make no sound, life is gonna spin you round. Whoa, get a little bit stranger. When everything is upside down, a tremor in the underground. The nights are gonna take this town. Whoa, get a little bit stranger, stranger. Lost in the space set behind. Hold out a hand in your mind. Don't have to face it alone. Lost in the space set behind. Hold out a hand in your mind. Don't have to face it alone.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're ready for a long day of fun, variety, and rage. That's right, folks. It is finally time, after over a month of anticipation. It is time for the Rage-a-thon today, here live on stream.
Fun!
Oh, but admittedly, I'm not in as good shape as I wish I would be, you know. I barely got any sleep last night. Jasper recently has been acting up a lot. Reason being, I feel it's because of the change of the weather. Within like a week and a half, we went from
Miserable.
80 plus
Just
degree weather.
miserable.
One day it was 90, all the way down to like 60 degrees. So with a giant change in the weather, being much cooler, Jasper has a lot more energy and has a little bit different habits at night. He used to get tired out at night and be ready to go to sleep. And now he seems to nap earlier in the day, and then at night he has like tons of energy. So last two nights, not just last night, but last two nights, you know, it's time to go to sleep. And we're trying to get him into the bedroom so that he'll relax, and he won't even come into the bedroom. Instead, he's just running around the hallways of the house, jumping and flipping, making noise. And we try to ignore him and try to coax him. Maybe if we ignore him, he'll just come in here. No, he just keeps making noise. Then I try to catch him, he runs away from me. Pretty annoying, man. Not gonna lie. And last night was no exception, no lie. I didn't get him ready for sleep until almost 3 in the morning. All right, I was tired at 1, and we wanted to go to sleep. And here I am, basically, you know, chasing him around all the wee hours of the morning when I should be asleep. Now you might say, well, Phil, then why bring Jasper into the bedroom at night if he's going to be all hyper? Just let him do what he wants to do out there. Well, we tried that. Problem is, if you do that, he literally won't stop. He'll be running around the house all night long, uncontrolled, making noise, and he can't sleep at all. At least if we get him into the bedroom, usually then he realizes it's time for sleep, and he'll finally lay down with us. But if you don't, it's like free reign to do whatever he wants. Okay? So, it is what it is. What we're hoping is he gets into a better routine. You know, the routine usually was good. For the summer, for some nights, he would know when it was time for sleep. Just by, you know, okay, we're getting ready to go to sleep, or cleaning up downstairs or whatever. And then he would immediately, I'm going to use the bathroom, I'm going to get a snack before we go to sleep. And then he would come up with us to the bedroom, and he know it's time for sleep. Now, like, it's his whole routine's thrown off because of the change of the weather this last week. So, here I am. I wake up this morning, I'm like, oh my God, I got a marathon to do today, and I feel like a truck just hit me. Seriously, like, oh my God. So, I drank a big iced coffee to try to get myself some energy, and I'm waiting for it to kick in. In fact, as we speak, it is starting to kick in. I can feel it, like, finally starting to hit my body, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little bit of energy now. This is good. So, I'm going to do my best here, guys. Also, last night was super duper annoying getting this set up. I thought that setting up this marathon would be easy, because most of the games that you guys selected for this Rageathon event were games I either already had, or games that were very small. You know, a lot of these are indie-style games that aren't like giant games. I'm like, oh, this will be so easy to set up. Wait till you listen to the ordeal I had to go through. I'm going to tell you guys the story. You're going to get a kick out of this, okay? So last night, before I started my Fall Guys stream, I started to get things ready for the Rageathon. So I queued up the download for Street Fighter V, alright, because that's one of the games we're playing today. And I went to see, Quiet Man. How much is the Quiet Man? And it's like $3. Insane sale on PlayStation Network. Originally it was like $15. It was on sale 75% off. It was like $3. Like, okay, that's not so bad. So I went ahead and I got those games downloaded. And it tells me it's going to take 3 hours to download Street Fighter V. And I'm like, what? Street Fighter V, a fighting game? Like, I've had this game on my PS4 many times over the years, since it came out. I played it, deleted it, re-downloaded it, deleted it. It's never said it was going to take 3 hours to download this game. So I don't know if, like, the PlayStation servers were just, like, slow last night or whatever. So I suspended everything so we could play Fall Guys last night. Alright? Now, I knew it had to resume the download, but I said, you know what I'll do? Maybe what we'll do is after Fall Guys, I'll jump on my Xbox One. I'll set up the games that I'm going to play over there, because there's 2 games I was specifically going to play on Xbox One. First of all, Celeste is one of the games we're playing today, and that game was free if you had Xbox Live Gold like a year or 2 ago, and I took advantage of it then, anticipating that one day you guys might want to see me play it, but I never played it. But I said, okay, I'll just re-download it or whatever. It's good. I have it on Games Under Gold. Also, huge shout out. This person did not mention if they wanted a shout out or not, so I'm not going to say their name, but someone actually donated Hollow Knight for this marathon. They sent me a code to play the game on Xbox One. Okay? So thank you very much to the viewer who did that. I appreciate that. So I knew I was going to have 2 games to download on Xbox One. Now keep in mind, I had just played Tell Me Why a couple weeks ago. What was it, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? That was the episodic game from Don't Nod. I just finished playing it in early September. So I had just used my Xbox One, very recently. I turn it on. It says required console update. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Because I don't know why. This console generation, console updates have either been insanely easy or like the biggest chore. The Nintendo Switch, when it has a console update, literally takes like 20 seconds. It'll download, install, done, and you can use your Switch right away. PlayStation 4 depends on the situation and the size of the update, but usually when PlayStation 4 has an update required, it downloads relatively quickly, installs, it's done within like 5 minutes, okay? Maybe a couple exceptions for giant updates, but mostly they're quick. Xbox One is like, if you need to do a console update, you might as well be doing something else, right? Like, you might as well try to get other stuff done around the house. when you're updating your Xbox One, because it's like the longest, most arduous endeavor. It seriously feels like a journey. Like you gotta prepare. You gotta like have rations in order to survive the update for your console. So it has to download the update. Okay, that took 15 minutes at least just to download the update, which was, by the way, 500 megabytes. 500 megabytes took 15 minutes. Okay, then it has to verify the update. Now, wait a minute. I just downloaded the update from your server. Obviously, it's real. No, we got to verify the update to make sure that it's fine. Okay, fine. That takes like another 10 minutes. Then it has to install the update. Like, what the fuck? So now it's to install the update. Okay, installs the update. So now, by the time the update is done, I'm not even kidding, at least 25 minutes have passed. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. I got shit to do. I can't be sitting around all night while this fucking thing updates, okay? All right, fine. The update's finally done. Let me go now onto the store. I got the code to enter to get Hollow Knight, and let me get Celeste. I go into the Microsoft store. Okay? Oh, the Microsoft store has a required update. What? I just did a giant console update. You couldn't include the Microsoft Store update in the console update. Nope. It's a separate download. Okay, so I click on it. I wait, I'm not even kidding, another 5 to 10 minutes. I come back, it says it's still updating. I was like, what the fuck kind of update is this? So I basically press every button possible and it backs me out. I press it again, now the store won't even open. It's just errors.
Super Hound's fault.
It goes to open and just crashes. So I restart my console and then it says, you need to update the store again. What? So, I'm not even kidding. It's like another 15, 20 minutes wasted to get the store updated. Okay? So then I finally go, okay, cool. It finally fucking works. By the way, the store isn't any better than the old one. In fact, I think it runs actually slower than the old one. It looks nicer. They give it a facelift to make it look nice. Probably because when people get the Xbox Series S and X, they want it to look like a fresh new experience. But it definitely doesn't run any better. Okay? So then I said, all right, let me get Celeste. So I get Celeste, I download it. All right, okay, now let me play it just to make sure it works. I go to boot it. Oh, you can't play this game because you don't have the thing that you need to play it anymore. I was like, what does that mean? So I start looking, I realize, so I don't have Xbox Live Gold anymore because I had Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for a year. It was gifted to me by a viewer last year, and it just expired like 2 weeks ago. The very beginning of like September, it expired. So I don't have Xbox Live Gold. That means I can't play Celeste. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is like, I thought this process of setting up today's event was gonna take, no lie, like 20 minutes at most. It took me over 2 hours to get this stuff lined up for today. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. Okay? So now I'm like, so what do I do? Well, I had some codes from a viewer. Last year, a viewer had sent me a few trial codes for Xbox Game Pass. They said, here you go. Here's 4 trial codes. Each one's good for like a week. Try them out. You know, because this was before I was gifted the Game Pass Ultimate by a viewer for a year. This was someone who just wanted me to see try it out, see if you like it or whatever. Okay.
What do I do?
So I enter one of the codes. It works. Oh, cool. I go to play Celeste. It says you still don't have access. What? I look. The code is only for regular Xbox Game Pass for console only. That one does not include Xbox Live Gold. It's none of anyone's business. So it still doesn't work. Even though I wasted a code for a week of Xbox Live.
Stop this!
It's only for the console version, and it doesn't give you the gold, so I can't play the game. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. So then I said, okay, maybe I'll just get 1 month of Xbox Live Gold for now. I can't find the option anywhere. I'm going through various menus. I'm looking around. They've basically hidden the ability to get just Xbox Live Gold, but it's very easy to get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which includes Xbox Live Gold. So what Microsoft has done, they're making it very, very abundantly clear here. Okay? They don't want you to just get Xbox Live Gold. They want you to get Game Pass. They're trying to force everyone to get Game Pass. This is what they want. They want everyone on an ongoing subscription model. So they're sucking, $15, $20 out of everyone every month. And then they can add that to their bottom line. All right? They don't want people paying $60 for a year of Xbox Live Gold and then not thinking about it anymore. They want people paying on a monthly basis. It's all about the subscription revenue, much like Netflix and Hulu, WWE Network, HBO Max, all these things that they want you to pay a monthly subscription fee, and that adds to their bottom line income every month. That's exactly what Microsoft is trying to do. So they've literally hidden the options to get Xbox Live Gold. And I'm like, now I'm sure if I search online, or maybe, I could figure it out, or maybe I could buy an Xbox Live Gold card off of Amazon. But I was like, I'm tired of this. I need to get this fucking thing ready for tomorrow. At this point, I'm not even kidding. It was over an hour and a half I had been doing this, and I wasn't even close to being done yet. By the way, my wife came home. She came home from work. And she's like, what are you still doing up there? You're never upstairs in the office when I come home from work. This is our time together. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm trying to finish. This is fucking bullshit. So now my wife's angry at me. So, okay. So I got to finish this up. All right? So finally, I say, fuck this. I'm just going to get the fucking stupid Xbox Live or Xbox Game Pass or whatever, because it includes gold. I just want to get this done with. Lucky for me, I didn't realize this. Someone had actually, previously, I couldn't even tell you when, someone had given me some credits for Xbox Live, and they are sitting in my account. So I actually was able to get the month of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and not have to spend any money, because I had enough credits in my account to get the month of it. Okay? So that was good. At least that was an advantage. I was like, oh shit, I hadn't even realized I had this in here. That's cool. So I got the month of it. I then was able to get Celeste, and the game works. And then I used the code and I got Hollow Knight, which worked. So again, huge shout out to the fan who basically donated Hollow Knight for today's marathon. I appreciate that. Then I switched back over to PS4 and hooked it up, and I got Street Fighter V re-downloading, which I can't imagine why this game is so huge at this point. Apparently it's like some ginormous fucking hard drive installed that it took over an hour to install the game. Like, what the hell? I think I could install Call of Duty Warzone faster. So I don't know what happened with that. So there you go. I got it done. So what are we doing today? Now that I've told my story as a little warm-up to today's stream, what are we doing today? Well, today we're doing a marathon. It means that we're starting right now, and I'm going to be streaming pretty much all day long through like 7 to 8 p.m., depending on time constraints and how we do with each of the games. All right. What games are we playing today? We are playing Hollow Knight, which is a game that people asked me to play since I think it came out last year, right? I don't know much about it at all. I don't know much about what kind of a game Hollow Knight is, but people say that basically it's a really, really good game, but it gets very, very tough at one certain point in the game, and then a lot of people say it's one of the harder games that's come out in the last few years.
Are you a functional retard?
So
I have to ask.
Today, considering that this is a marathon, we're only going to play each game for about an hour to an hour and a half. I doubt we're going to get to the difficult parts of the game. You know what I mean? But at least we'll get kind of an early idea of what the game's going to be. Okay? So I own it. I actually 100% own it. So if you guys like Hollow Knight and you want to see me continue to play it at some point, that is definitely possible because I own it now. It's fully installed and everything on Xbox One. Okay? Street Fighter V. I don't know why you guys keep nominating and voting for this game. I'm going to be very honest. I have no clue. You guys know I don't like it. You guys know I think it's the worst numbered Street Fighter ever. And every time I play it, I don't rage. Instead, I just basically sigh in disappointment at how bad the game is. At this point, I haven't played it in over a year. And with all the rebalancing and new character additions, I'm not going to have two fucking ideas, like two clues what's going on. I'm going to probably be fighting people I've never seen before. And have no concept of their attacks or whatever. It's just going to be very confusing. And admittedly, I'm not going to know how to play with any of the characters, so I'm probably just going to pick Ryu and dick around and try to remember basics for like an hour to an hour and a half. And it's not going to be very satisfying, I'll tell you that. It's just going to basically be like, meh, gotta just play it because you guys voted it, whatever. Play this piece of shit. You guys know I hate it. But I doubt it's going to cause rage. It's going to be more confusion because I'm not going to know what the hell's happening. Okay? So, that's the second game. The third game, Celeste. Now, I actually don't know what Celeste is either. This is a game that's been out for many years, right? I think at least like 2-3 years. And when it went free for Xbox Live Gold, a few people actually contacted me and said, this is a good game you'll probably like at some point. So even if you're not interested in playing it now, you should at least get it, which I did at the time. So thank you to those who recommended that. So I don't know about that game either, but we'll see. Jump King, which I believe is supposed to be like a really difficult platformer. Like it's supposed to be just like, it's a really old school looking game, you know, pixel art, indie game. But it's supposed to be like really challenging difficulty platforming. So it's brand new, by the way. It just came out a few months ago. I think it was like June. So it's only like 3 months old. I guess we'll see how that goes. You know, I like platformers at the same time. I'm not great at you know, really difficult ones. And then, of course, I think the game that everyone is anticipating today, the one that actually has the most interest at this point, is probably The Quiet Man. This is a game that when it came out 2 years ago was lauded as one of the worst video games ever made. So people were actually questioning why it was even made. What I'm to understand, it's supposed to be a guy who's like mute or something. He doesn't talk. So that's why they call him The Quiet Man. And I guess, I don't know, he like has combat abilities or whatever. And I think it's supposed to be a unique game it's basically filmed. Like it's video footage, right? And you control the video footage? I don't know. I don't really understand it. It looked interesting during its preview at E3, but I never like followed up on what it was. And when it released, people were like, "This is like the worst thing ever." I was like, "Wow, it's supposed to be something unique," and apparently it's like people are literally saying, "We wish this was never made. It was so bad." Like, damn. So anyway, people have been campaigning for me to play The Quiet Man for 2 straight years, and today I'm finally gonna play it and see what it's all about. Okay, I don't know if you guys are gonna want to see me finish it. I own it now. It was a whopping $3 on PlayStation Network, which obviously it just exudes quality. Like, you know, when you're spending at least $3, you're getting something that's like top notch. So, oh boy, I guess we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Now, what order am I playing the games in? I don't know. That's really up to you. I really honestly don't give a damn. I just hope that we kind of finish with something interesting. I don't want to finish on like a game no one's interested in and then the last hour and a half everyone's like bored. I kind of want to finish on a high note. So I don't know what game I should do last. I do feel that the most hype is for The Quiet Man. And also, I would think that games like Hollow Knight, Celeste, and Jump King are probably similar because they're all indie-style games. So we probably don't want to play those back-to-back. Maybe I'm thinking we just open with an indie-style game, right? Then either do another one or switch over to like Street Fighter 5. Then maybe do another indie-style game and then decide if I want to do Quiet Man or whatever. Maybe I finish with The Quiet Man. Maybe we should. Maybe we should just leave The Quiet Man for last, since The Quiet Man seems to be the game that everyone wants to see the most. That'll build slow anticipation over the course of the day leading up to the Hollow Man, right? So maybe we should do that. I don't know. Well, think about it. I see you guys are giving all kinds of suggestions. People should do a poll. El Grey Zorro says save the best for last, do The Quiet Man last, right? So, Don't punish Europeans, says Disgusting Feces. I'm not punishing you. I'm punishing myself. I'm so tired. I've got to be here at 10 in the morning. I'm fucking tired as hell, dude. Actually, it's 11 now, but I'm tired as shit. And I'm here. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about you have to stay past your bedtime. Have an extra cup of your Earl Grey tea to stay up. I want no excuses. I'm tired, man, and I'm here, all right? I toughed it out to be here today, so I don't want to hear no baloney out of you, all right? Okay, then. This guy's complaining that don't punish Europeans by putting Hollow Man last. Not Hollow Man, Quiet Man last. Okay. Anyway. Anyway. So that's what's going on today. Now, also, during the course of today, and I'm going to warn you guys right now, it's not going to happen at the start, but we're going to do Zombie Skittles, all right? What this means is for every $20 that we raise via tips, I'm going to eat 3 Zombie Skittles out of the Zombie Skittles bag. Now, for those of you who don't know what this is a bag of Skittles for Halloween that has interesting flavors, such as the following: Petrifying Citrus Punch, Mummified Melon, Chilling Black Cherry, Boogeyman Blackberry, and Blood Red Berry. Now, I've tried these before. I think the melon and the blackberry are my favorite flavors. The other ones are okay. Actually, the stupid what do you call it? Oh my god. What do you call it? Oh, black cherry. The black cherry one, honestly, is a little weird. It has an odd aftertaste. Like, at first it tastes good. It tastes like black cherry. But then it's got this, like, lingering flavor in your mouth that doesn't taste good at all. Which is odd. But the gimmick of the zombie Skittles is as follows. There's hidden Skittles in there that look like the normal ones, but they taste like a rotten egg. It's just really disgusting. I know, because I've done this once before. And it turned my stomach every time I put one in my mouth. I was like, oh, God, it's so bad. And it's like I was dreading chomping down on a Skittle. Because you really want to bite down and, oh, delicious flavor. And every once in a while you bite down, you feel like you want to barf. It's really nasty. Okay? So I figure, since this is the Rage-a-thon, right? This would be a good opportunity to not only have rage for games, but rage at, oh, God, I got the fucking zombie flavor or whatever, right? You guys liked it when I did this last time. But here's the thing. I don't feel good right now. Like, I'm tired, and last thing I want to do is get sick to my stomach early on. So we are going to do this, but I think we're going to wait until after maybe, like, the first game is done. And for like I said, every $20 raised on today's stream, I'll eat 3 zombie Skittles. Why 3 per 20 bucks? Because I don't want to get sick, too, from eating too much candy. And let's say, for example, that we raise, $100 within the first hour. You know what I mean? I don't want to eat 40 Skittles, and now I'm, like, sick to my stomach because not only because of the zombie Skittles, but because I ate too much candy. You see? This is a marathon all day long. I can't be getting sick. So, chances are what I'm going to do, we'll see we'll see how the stream goes today. And by the way, the other goals will be in effect. If we raise $50 in tips, I'll be putting on the Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, then I will be doing the vest. And by the way, I just got a $100 tip that looks fake. I'm going to double check it right now because it does look completely fake. And let me see here. I'm going to check it right now. This looks completely bogus. Especially because of the fucking name attached to it, too. It's basically got like a freaking... Basically what looks to be a racist name attached to it. Let me double check this. I'm probably going to end up refunding this right now. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be completely bogus. I can tell. Let me click on it here. Yup, it is completely bogus. So, fuck this. Sorry, guys, already. I hate to say, we're doing a marathon, and I hate to do this, but I have to already issue a refund for this bogus tip. It's completely bogus. Yeah. So, I just issued a refund. It doesn't count. Okay? So, FYI, the way it's going to work is, if we raise $50 in tips today, I put on the Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips today, I put on a vest. By the way, all vests are eligible, but the... What one did we put on yesterday? Oh, the gray. That's right, the gray actually won the poll yesterday, if you can believe it. So all other vests but the gray are eligible today. Okay? And for every $20 raised, I'll be eating 3 zombie Skittles. But, excuse me. Oh, as you can hear, I'm not doing it right away. I want to wake up a little bit more. I want to feel a little better. Like I said, I'm not feeling good because I barely got any sleep. I don't want to start eating zombie Skittles right away and get sick to my stomach, and now the whole thing's ruined today. So more than likely, what we'll do is we'll wait till like after the first game's done and see how I feel, and hopefully by then I feel much better. And then I'll start doing it. Okay? So, that's the deal. And no, that first tip was completely bogus and I refunded it. And I'm now actually realizing I gotta block this guy so he doesn't try to fucking do it again. Being a complete asshole. Fuck him. Okay. Nice fake $100 tip. That's gonna be a chargeback because he probably used a stolen credit card. How nice of him, right? Alright, guys. So that's the deal. That's what's gonna happen. Now, the good news is, all of the games are console. And because of that, there will not be significant time to have to switch between things. Usually when I do one of these marathons where we're going from console to PC to console, and it's very annoying to have to move my webcam and my microphone and everything across the whole office and back. It takes a lot of time. It's very pain in the ass. Today, it's all on console. This should not be an issue at all. It should be very easy to switch between, Xbox One and PS4 and play these games on the fly. But I will be taking some breaks between every game when we switch. But by the way, each game will be played for about an hour to an hour and a half. Mostly depending on your feedback. If you're liking the game a lot, then I'll keep playing it. But if you're like, move on to something else, then I probably will move on to something else right away. Okay? But I'm going to be taking breaks between each game. Short breaks. Between each break, I'll probably take an opportunity to maybe get a snack for myself or a drink or something. At one point, I'm going to take a major break. And during that break, I'm going to probably have some food. Because my wife is actually making something for dinner that's like a stir fry that she could just leave as leftovers. She's going to put it in a container for me and leave it in the fridge. So later today when I get hungry for dinner, I'm going to take a longer break, probably like 20, 25 minutes, just warm that up and eat it quick before I come back to stream. All right. So that'll be later, though. All right. That's not going to be right away. When we start up with gameplay today, the breaks between games will be relatively short, maybe like 10, 15 minutes tops for me to just kind of, maybe get a snack or use the bathroom or whatever and switch games. So starting... starting now, all the way through, 7 to 8 p.m., we'll be playing games today. It should be a good time. Hope you guys will enjoy the Rage-a-thon. And I hope some of these games make me rage, because I don't know if they will or not. What I'm also hoping is that maybe a couple of these games end up being something that you guys want to see me do for the upcoming month of October. Because I was looking at the release list, and, this coming Friday, there's Crash Bandicoot 4. I'm definitely playing that. There's Star Wars Squadrons, which I'm on the fence about, and I'm not sure at all if I want to play. So, it's a what if. It's like maybe. And I'm debating it, and I'm going to take your feedback over the week on if you guys want to see me do it or not. A lot of people yesterday I asked, they said, no, don't do it. It looks shitty. I'm probably not going to like it. So... what am I doing this month so far? Well, I'm going to be continuing on with Super Mario Galaxy HD, which at this point people are telling me I'm not even halfway. Well, I am. I'm more than halfway to the 120 stars, but a lot of the stuff coming up is secret and more challenging, so it might take me a little bit longer to get the 120 stars. And then I'm doing Mafia Definitive Edition, but it looks like I'm going to beat it next time I play it. And if I play it tomorrow or Wednesday, it looks like it's done this week, okay? We got Crash Bandicoot 4 coming up. And outside of that, there's not a heck of a lot, it's pretty slow this month until like later in the month, like late October, there's going to be new stuff. And between there, I'm sure there are going to be a few smaller, lower profile releases during the course of October, but nothing huge. So it may be an opportunity for me to go back and play some stuff that I missed. For example, The Outer Worlds had a DLC this month, and a lot of people thought Outer Worlds was one of the best games of last year. I'm one of them. So I'd be interested in playing it, but I just skipped it because I was too busy with other stuff. So maybe I'll do that. Or maybe, like I said, if one or more of the games that I'm playing here ends up being good, and you guys want to see me do more of it and do a playthrough of it, maybe I could play that during this month. Maybe, considering that it's October, we could find a horror game I could play this month, but I don't know what it would be, because there really haven't been many great horror games recently, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens for October, but it should be a fun month. No matter what, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. By the way, I'm decorating for October this week. Yeah, this week, probably on Wednesday, when I come back from my break on Tuesday, the office will be decorated for Halloween month, which is pretty cool. So we'll see, all right? We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited for cooler weather, fun games, good stuff coming up this month of October. All right? I hope you're excited too. Speaking of which, please take this opportunity, folks, to nominate games for the upcoming Halloween marathon. There is a marathon in 1 month's time on Halloween. I'll be playing a variety of games. I would hope that people would nominate some horror-themed games for Halloween, but they don't have to be horror-themed games. I would almost guarantee you a game like Fall Guys or something like that. People are going to want to see me play on Halloween, okay? So please nominate games for that marathon. How do you nominate? Type !! Marathon into the stream chat It'll bring up the link by which you can go and nominate games on my forums. In addition, please vote for the category of Halloween costume you would like to see me wear during that event. The categories you can vote for are as follows. Are you ready? We've got, what do you call it? Classic horror villain. Think like Hollywood movie monster, or maybe a slasher killer from one of the classic horror movie franchises, right? We've also got comic book character. We've got video game character. We've got pop culture icon, and that could be various things such as a musician or musical artist, movie star, television star, actor. It could also be like a content creator on the internet that's way more popular than me, for various reasons. It could be anything like that, okay? Or wild card, in which case you're basically entrusting me with the ability to choose something wacky and wild that you guys will like. Last year you actually voted wild card, and I dressed up as Yoshi. All right? You guys loved that outfit, right? So, please vote on the category of costume you would like to see me wear. From what I understand, it's insanely close right now. Almost a triple tie between horror, video game character, and pop culture icon. So, that's pretty close, right? Like, it's all, like, super close by within, like, just a couple of votes. Right now, it's up in the air what I'm going to be doing. And by the way, the poll's going to be open for a bit. It's still going to be open for another couple weeks for you guys to vote as I go out and about and start looking for costumes myself here. See what's available in real life to buy. It'll start giving me ideas per what you guys are voting on, okay? Oh, is that true? Amnesia Rebirth is coming out in October? If that's the case, I'm probably going to play it. The new Amnesia game. Yeah, I'll probably play it as a new release. I don't see why I wouldn't. I don't know if it has an actual solid release date, but I would definitely play that if it comes out in October. Finally, a horror game. So, good stuff. Dress up as Movie Sonic. How would I do that? Get a bunch of real fur and dye it blue and like glue it to my body? Look, I'm Movie Sonic. I'm not the finalized Movie Sonic. I'm the early Movie Sonic. Yes. Well then. Anyway. Do I remember my original Amnesia playthrough? Of course I do. I never beat it because it was boring. I thought the original Amnesia was barely scary. There's a few jump scares and things, but like, it really wasn't that scary. The monster that you got to see was like just stupid looking, in my opinion. It wasn't necessarily scary at all. Half the time the monsters were invisible, so they didn't scare me at all. For me, like, psychological horror versus real horror, like, a real horror game where you can fight back against the monsters and you have resource management is a lot more scary than, say, a game where you can't fight. You just gotta find ways to run, you know? That's my opinion, anyway. Excuse me. How annoying. Stupid throat. Okay. So anyway, please vote. Please nominate. Please vote. Please participate. The more participation we get, the better the upcoming Halloween event will be. All right? Good stuff. Now, do I have anything to talk about today before we get to shoutouts? Not too much, but I want to talk a tiny bit about Xbox Series X and S, and here's why. All right? I don't think I've ever seen more of a turnaround of attitude and information regarding a console launch in my life, because it was not even a week ago. Okay? Excuse me. It was not even a week ago that we were saying this console war is completely over. That PlayStation has won yet again. PlayStation 5 is the console you're going to want, right? Xbox Series S and X, there's like nothing for it. You're going to buy it. There's no games. There's no reason to own one right now. Maybe long term you'll want it because it has Xbox Game Pass and it has supposedly better hardware in it. So maybe long term you'll get better stuff out of it, but especially for this console launch for the short term, you're going to want a PlayStation 5 because PlayStation 5 is going to actually have games at launch that are exclusive and fun. And it was like everyone was of that opinion. And remember, the pre-orders for the Xbox Series S and X were just about to launch, and everyone was like, man, you know, what's going to happen here? Is it going to be just people who couldn't get the PlayStation 5 and absolutely want a next-gen console pre-ordering, or will it even be a big concern? I wonder. Well, then Monday morning happened. And on Monday morning of this past week, it was announced that Microsoft had bought out Bethesda. Completely bought out the company, right? And through what was a very, very organized and very deliberate media blitz campaign, all over the internet, it was talked about constantly that Microsoft had bought out Bethesda, and that this would essentially mean that all of Bethesda's games were going to end up being Microsoft exclusives. Although some people are arguing maybe they won't be. They want to make more money with cross-platform. A lot of people are like, why in the holy hell would Microsoft have spent $7.5 billion to buy Bethesda if they didn't want to have it as an exclusive and a reason to buy the Xbox Series S and X? So within, like, I'm not even kidding, within like an hour of the announcement that Microsoft had bought Bethesda, I saw public opinion on the internet completely flip. It was, Xbox is done, Xbox has been defeated, PlayStation is going to be the next gen console you want, this is going to be great. Okay? Then all of a sudden, it turns into, oh my god, Microsoft with the coup, Microsoft has all the Bethesda games. Man, Bethesda games are great. I can't wait for them to be exclusively on the Xbox consoles. We gotta get Xbox Series S and X now, man. And it's just weird because, first of all, people have been hating on Bethesda lately, if you haven't noticed. Bethesda has not had the best track record. This year, they came out with Doom Eternal, which, in my opinion, was a divisive game. I felt that the game was good, but it wasn't as good as the last Doom because it was based solely on this adrenaline-paced combat. And if you're not into combat every living moment, it wasn't that good of a game. Some people disagreed with me, and that's fine. But it certainly wasn't like, oh my god, this is definitely 100% Game of the Year material. You know what I mean? And when you look at the last couple of years of Bethesda, a lot of people have been very disappointed. They've been saying Bethesda's focused too much on things people don't care about, like Elder Scrolls Online and mobile gaming, right? Rather than focusing in on console games. The console games they've come out with, people are complaining. They even said last year, Obsidian with Outer Worlds basically out-Fallouted Fallout. They made a game that plays like what people wanted rather than what Bethesda's been putting out recently, right? You know, Dishonored is dead. They already announced, Bethesda said they'd have no plans to do any future Dishonored games because Dishonored 2 did not perform well in sales. And when you really think about it, Elder Scrolls 6 is like a bajillion years away, you know? So the question is, what exactly are we excited for with Bethesda? What games are they working on right now that we're like so stoked for? I mean, I guess I said Ghostwire Tokyo. That one looks good to me. You know, it's made by Shinji Mikami. He knows his stuff. The game looks interesting. So for me, Ghostwire Tokyo is like the game I'm looking forward to from Bethesda, right? But outside of that, and some people in stream chat are saying Starfield. Guys, Starfield, we don't even know what it is. They haven't shown a single piece of gameplay. We don't know what the fuck Starfield is. How can you get excited for a game that was announced and has zero info? You know, at least with Elder Scrolls 6, you know what Elder Scrolls is, so you can get hyped for a new Elder Scrolls game. You don't even know what the fuck Starfield is. They could have called it Duty Brown Turd, the game, coming out soon, and you would have liked it too, I guess. Because you don't know what the fuck the game is. Right? So, for me, I remember when Bethesda first started doing their yearly E3 press conference, right? And they were blowing it out of the fucking water. They were. They were completely just destroying it. They were crushing it. They were, you know, it was crazy, the amount of quality that was coming out of Bethesda. And the fact that they were essentially showing up everybody else. But then all of a sudden, it's like they really just kind of degraded. Every year, Bethesda would come out with a press conference and be like, oh, God, Bethesda again. Can you imagine what they're going to do now? It's never going to live up to the hype of that first year when they announced Fallout 4 and all that shit at launch. It's never going to live up, and it really hasn't. So I kind of scratch my head here, and I'm like, I don't really get why people are so excited about the Bethesda acquisition. It's not like because Microsoft bought Bethesda, all of a sudden Bethesda's going to change. And in fact, Microsoft said as much. They said, listen, just because we bought Bethesda, we're not going to change their culture. We're going to leave them to do what they do. Right? They outright said that. We don't want to change them. We don't want to leave them. We want to leave them to be who they are and do what they do. And we don't want to affect them and change them in any way. Great. But people haven't been too happy with them recently. So maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe you should. Todd Howard at one point was super respected. And now people kind of groan when they hear about him or see him. Right? They're like, oh God, Todd Howard again. So, I don't know, man. I'm like, am I excited for Bethesda projects? Of course I am. At the same time, I'm not in love with Bethesda. And no one else was either until Microsoft bought them. And now all of a sudden it seems like a complete attitude shift. That now we've got to be like massively in love with Bethesda, even though we weren't. You know what I mean? Like we weren't at all. And now all of a sudden we're massively in love with them. I don't get that. That's confusing to me. So it almost seems to me, I hate to say it, and not to be a fanboy and not to hate on Microsoft, people who were Microsoft fans and fans of Xbox console were very, very down in the dumps. Okay, they were like, oh fuck, it looks like they screwed up. They seriously did. They screwed up here, and the launch isn't going to be exciting, and there's going to be nothing to play, and they needed a big thing to get excited for, and so the acquisition of Bethesda is just that. Although I don't see, even if Bethesda games become exclusive to the Xbox console and are not on the PlayStation 5 at launch, and you have to wait to get them on PlayStation 5, that still doesn't get me super excited. It's still the same games. You know what I mean? Like, I could see if Microsoft announced, we bought Bethesda and we're infusing them with cash. We're giving them a ridiculous amount of money, and we're going to have them start doing amazing crossover projects. We're going to have the Fallout team work on a Halo RPG, and we're going to have this. They haven't done anything like that at all. They literally just said, well, we bought them, and they're going to continue doing as they were anyway. So what's the hype about exactly, besides now you have to buy the Microsoft console to play those games? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of shrugging and saying, personally, I don't think either console at launch is going to be great. I feel that both consoles will be weak at launch. Yes, there may be a reason here or two to play each one, but I think that it's going to be that first critical year, 2021, will be the year when we all wait and we see how these consoles perform, and we see what games come out, and then we'll see, the truth of the matter of which one is better, or if there even is a winner. Maybe it will be a console generation where they'll be neck and neck for once, right? But to say just because Microsoft bought out Bethesda that this is like the coup, they've done it, they've flipped the console war on its head. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nothing has changed at all. It's the same games coming out. This is like a non-announcement, except you'll be annoyed if you weren't planning on buying an Xbox console. Now you may have to buy one to play these games at launch. Right? So, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm very skeptical, Now, in addition to that, the other funny thing about this was that Phil Spencer went around talking in interviews and things about how he's totally anti-console exclusivity. He feels that games should not be console exclusive at all, and that essentially, when it comes to console exclusivity, it's very anti-gamer practice. You shouldn't have to own every console. You shouldn't have to own every single console in order to buy certain games. You see what I'm saying? Now, what he said outright as a quote versus what was actually spread in the gaming media are two different things. And actually, I'm going to defend Phil Spencer here this morning, if you can believe it. And he probably didn't think this would happen. I'm actually going to defend Phil Spencer a bit, because I think he's getting some shit that he doesn't deserve, okay? So Phil Spencer essentially went around saying, I don't believe in console exclusive games, and games under Xbox Game Studios are not going to be console exclusives for a while. Now, Xbox Game Studios means the game studios that Xbox owns, okay? Game studios that have been making exclusive games already. This does not include third-party studios that are not under the Xbox Game Studios umbrella, right? And I would assume that he probably wasn't including Bethesda under there at the time. You know? So, what's funny is the gaming media kind of pushed it out the narrative that Phil Spencer says there will be no Xbox Series S or X exclusive games at all. And what's the point of buying the console then if he literally says that no games will be exclusive, you can play them all on Xbox One. All right? But then, like, immediately after he said that, everyone started talking about this game Medium, all right, which is made by, I don't know, Bluebird Games or something like that. So that's a third-party company. They're not owned by Microsoft. And that game apparently is an Xbox Series S and X exclusive. So it's like you just said there will be no exclusives, and then there's a major exclusive coming out, you know, and it comes out in December. So if you don't have an Xbox Series S or X by December, and you don't have a PC, you can't play the game. So that's kind of confusing because it kind of changes the narrative. But then apparently the narrative was never that it was all games. It was only games under Xbox Game Studios. So it just like convolutes the story. What do you believe and what don't you believe? Do you believe when one of these big executives comes out and says something, like when Phil Spencer came out a month and a half ago and he said, oh, we don't really care about sales of Xbox Series S and X. That's not what it's about, right? But then, within a day of the game of the console going on pre-order, they buy out Bethesda / ZeniMax, whatever you want to say, because yes, ZeniMax is the parent studio. They buy them out. Well, obviously you bought them out for a reason, right? You didn't buy them out because you don't care about Xbox Series S and X. That's kind of contradictory to the statement you made, you know? So, do you believe anything these guys are saying? I don't know. Like, it's becoming increasingly more difficult to even understand what's going to happen in the gaming industry. Because these guys who you're supposed to be able to trust say one thing, and then immediately it gets disproven or they go back on it. You know, a Sony executive in an interview in July with Jeff Keighley said, oh, don't worry. You're going to have much advanced notice when PlayStation 5 goes on pre-order, and everyone's going to have an opportunity to get one. And then look at the shit show that the PS5 pre-orders was. It was a blatant lie. They didn't give two fucks about how it was handled, right? So it's like, I don't know if you can trust anything these guys say, you know? To me, it's confusing, and I really don't know what to say about that besides I don't know what's going to happen. Like, at this point, I wouldn't be shocked if, like, in January, there's 10 Xbox Series X exclusives launched out of nowhere. You know? I'm so confused. That's funny, see, because Exodus also says you shouldn't trust people trying to sell shit. You're right, but you gotta understand that these are supposed to be the heads of gaming studios. You know what I mean? They're the ones that are supposed to be giving you the concrete information about what's coming out and what's happening. So, I don't know, man. I just don't know anymore. All right, anyway, what's going on, Hyperior21? Good to see you. So, folks, as we do this pre-stream, sadly, I can tell you, I'm seeing a lot of fake tips come in. And it sucks, because what's going to happen is these people are going to try to fuck with the marathon today. You know? They're going to try to mess with the marathon. I've already refunded another tip, and I'm thinking about refunding 3 more tips that came in. Because these are all from people, unverified PayPal account, random payment coming through. This is fucking annoying as shit. You know, I just want to be here and hang out with you guys and have a good time with games and not have to worry about fucking contributions are fake and shit. And these motherfuckers are really trying to annoy me now. If anything, the rage today is probably going to be more about these assholes than anything else. You know? Here, let me take a look here. If the fucking thing will even load. If it's not loading properly on my phone here. I'm going to start doing shout-outs in just a moment. Okay? But there's going to be certain contributions I'm not going to be doing shout-outs for because they're not legit. Okay? Just so you guys know what's going on here. Some of these are very legit. These are either people I recognize or they actually have like an account tied to it. That you know what I mean? But some of these are completely illegitimate. Let me see here. I gotta look into one quick thing. And then I can figure this out. Let's see. Come on, load. Oh my god. It baffles me that in 2020 a fucking simple website won't load quickly. The fuck? Load, you piece of shit. What is taking so long? It's a website that has numbers on it. I'm not even a single picture is loading. It fucking takes this long. Fucking shit. That's it. I'm already full of rage. I haven't even booted a game and I'm full of rage. There you go. You got your rageathon for sure. You got your rageathon, guys. Oh my god. Alright, we got a moron spamming the stream chat with stuff that I can't do, so ban that idiot. Congrats on your ban, moron. Full of rage. Oh my god. Excuse me. Okay. I guess we're going to get to shoutouts now, guys. So hold on a second here. Come on. Trying to get this going here. Grand Blue Fantasy had a story update? I don't care. I don't care about Grand Blue Fantasy. I'm not going to be going back to that one. Alright. I'm trying to get my laptop to scroll here. Okay, here we go. Trying to get to the overnight contributions here so I can give shout outs. Okay. All right, time for shout-outs, guys. So we start off with some overnight contributions. We had Xbox Investor who tipped me $1, and he was explaining that Medium, the upcoming game, is developed by Bloober Team, not by Xbox Studios. And therefore, Spencer said, you won't be forced into the next generation because it's the Xbox Studios games that are not going to be console exclusive. So there you go, okay? Thank you for clearing that up, Xbox Investor. That's why I actually defended Phil Spencer a little bit this morning. I do feel the media completely misreported that story because even I believe that he had said that all games were not going to be console exclusive, but in reality he said Xbox Game Studios games. But the news stories didn't cover it like that. They spun it in a way that really wasn't true. Okay? Overnight, only Iced Derek cheered and asked if I could play Friday the 13th on Halloween because that's where a popular, that's the guy meme came from. I could if you guys nominate and vote for it. From what I understand, the game hasn't had an update in a million years because I think, didn't they lose the license or the rights to do anything with the game? They lost the ability to do it because they don't have the rights to use Friday the 13th anymore. So the game's been pretty much untouched, and I guess people were saying it's broken down and become like a buggy mess or something over like the last 2 years. So I don't know if playing it would even work, But you guys are currently nominating games for the event, okay? Man in Love, to me, $2.30 overnight. He says, I'm excited for the Rageathon. I hope in play you're playing The Quiet Man first. I don't know exactly what the game is, but the hype of you playing it is real. I can't wait. I'm no longer in love. The girl got a boyfriend, so I'm officially called Dookie Brown. All right, so Man in Love is now Dookie Brown. Remember that. If we hear anything from Dookie Brown, it's him. Okay, then. Dookie Brown. Spoonerism, is there a particular reason why you got... Okay, I'm just going to ban everyone doing copy pasta. Yeah, I'm serious. What the fuck are you doing this for? Why are you spamming my stream chat, you fucking idiots? Stop. I'm going to ban every one of you right now. Full of rage. I'm going to ban you. I'm banning Spree. Stop with the copy pasta. I'm trying to fucking read shoutouts. Don't get me angry. Retro Jim Cheers says, I hope that Jasper won't be scared to interact on stream. I know he's been causing a little bit of trouble. He's a positive part of the stream. No, I mean, he's going to be welcome, especially nights. You know, when my wife is at work, he'll be welcome on the streams. I just hope he doesn't keep jumping in front of the TV or chewing wires. Those are two things I can't let him do. If he jumps in front of the TV and leans on the TV, he can break it. Can't have him do that. If he chews on a wire, he can get electrocuted. I can't have him do that. You know, the other things he was doing, like last night during Fall Guys, it was in the finals. It was Fall Mountain. And I was trying to scale the mountain, and he comes up and rubs his wet cat nose on my hands while I'm trying to control the game, and I went the wrong direction, and I lost the match. I was like, oh, my God. It was funny. I thought it was funny. I actually gave him a pet and a rub for it, because I thought it was cute that he did that, because he just wants attention, you know. So I'm not mad about that. You know, I'm not like a certain streamer who's going to suplex their cat over their head because they're disgusting human. I actually love my cat. So I would never do something like that, you know. So, yeah, don't worry about that. He will be welcome on stream. You know, on the nights when it makes sense. You know, on the nights if Cat's not home and it's, you know, I got the door open or whatever, okay? Upscaled man started the tipping today with a $10 tip. He said, I love you, Phil. Let's get to 200. How are the fires going in the air? Is Cat okay? I hope keep up and be safe. The fires are pretty much over. Like, I know there's probably still a few burning, but they lasted about 2 weeks. They were really fucking bad those 2 weeks, and that was the worst air quality I've ever seen here. But last weekend, they cleared up, and we had a week of real beautiful, clear autumn air. So no problems on that front whatsoever. Thank you for the $10 tip and getting the tipping started today. Retro Jim did a 100-bit cheer now and said, can you play with Jasper while doing pre-stream to burn some of the energy? No. If I let him in here now, I would never even get through pre-stream. Plus, he's with Cat right now, so. Super Blind Man did a 200-bit cheer. It's the biggest cheer so far. He says, you might think I came here for the rage. Really, though, I came here to listen to The Quiet Man. Maybe I should have thought this through. Yeah, I don't know if The Quiet Man is like a silent game. I have no idea. I honestly forgot because I remember we saw over 2 years ago at E3 the information about the game, and in 2 years I forgot what the hell the game is. So I guess we're going to find out today. If it's silent, I'll try to narrate so you at least know what the fuck's going on. Okay? Laterial did 130-bit cheers. Says, hooray for today. The Range-a-thon of 4 games plus The Quiet Man. So I guess The Quiet Man is not even considered a game in some people's eyes. Damn. Thank you for the cheer. Cashmere Goat cheered 100 bits. Says, can I recommend you drink a G Fuel to get you hyped up for the Range-a-thon? I don't have G Fuel. I haven't had any G Fuel in years. So I have no G Fuel to drink. I'm sorry. Oof. Oh, really? Super Blind Man says that the game has no sound by default. I didn't even know that. The game's dead. Fucking no audio at all? What kind of a game is that? Oh my god. No audio at all. Great. Oh my god. I'm still trying to wake up, guys. The coffee definitely has kicked in, but I still feel so sluggish because I didn't get enough sleep. I'm going to do my best today, I promise you. Timbo Slice Cheer, he says, FYI, the update for the Xbox One was a giant update. It came out this week, and it's a brand new look for the Series X launch, as Xbox One has the same user interface. Gotcha. What's funny what you're saying is I didn't even notice a difference. When I did the update and I booted the console, it looked the same to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It looked the same to me. The store, the Xbox store looks completely different. But the fucking console looked the same. I don't know. Ninstar Rune Shooter says, since Jasper's up all night, why don't you just tell him to install all the updates for you? It's true. Maybe I could have had Jasper get all the games ready for today. It's very true. Timbo Slice Shooter again. He said the Xbox One store does run better and faster. It's so much more clean. This is another reason to upgrade to Xbox Series X. You have a slow, very outdated system from Microsoft. Of course, the new one will not run well on a 7-year-old system. Okay. All right, so Dookie Brown is here. This was Dookie Brown. Used to be Man in Love. Now he's Dookie Brown. He did the $1.30. He says, laughing out loud, all you're saying about Xbox is how you know Xbox is trash. But anyway, about zombie Skittles. If you're eating them still, spoiler alert, you're not going to like them. The zombie flavor, that is. The others are good, just a warning. Oh, I know, I've had them before. Remember, it was almost 2 weeks ago. I tried them for the first time, and that zombie flavor is really disgusting. So, yeah, I'm not going to be too pleased when I eat them. And you know I'm getting one today. Okay, so Chipe. To me, $1.30 is the sequel to the game The Quiet Man is called The Loud Man, and the main character is constantly screaming. Well, that's not very compliant with CDC recommended procedures in a coronavirus pandemic, because when you scream, you're spreading aerosols into the air, and now people around you can get sick. So I think that the loud man should be the shut the fuck up man, and you should wear a mask. CM Fool took me $5. He says, it's time. It's damn time. All right, CM Fool. Thank you very much for that. Generous tip. And it is time. We're going to see today what the hell it is. We're going to finally see what the hell the Quiet Man is all about. All right. Ratio 91. Resubscribed to the channel for 21 months. You know, I'm getting close to the 2-year mark. Super excited for the stream today. How everything is well with you and yours. We're doing good here. We're doing good. Enjoying the autumn. We like the autumn weather way more than the hot weather of the summer. So we are enjoying this very much, you know, converting over to cooler air. In fact, this morning, it was cold in the living room. And my wife says, oh, we're going to turn on the fireplace. I said, Jesus, we just had the air conditioner on like a week ago. So we turned on the fireplace to warm up the house. It was kind of cool this morning. Bill and Ted's bogus tip. Tip me $1.30. Said, how's it hanging, raging dude? What's going on, Bill and Ted's bogus tip? Thanks for the bogus tip. Totally bogus. What a bogus tip. How could you give me a bogus tip? It's ridiculous. Jay Hawkwood cheers. Says, Phil, I'm working right now at Burger King, and I'm playing your stream over the loudspeaker. My manager said to turn it off. I told him I can't miss the Rageathon. All right, shout out to Jay Hawkwood's local Burger King. Have it your way. Be sure to put some extra pickles on there for me, because I like pickles. All right? And add cheese to every Whopper today. You should not eat a Whopper without cheese. It should have cheese on it. Very nice. Actually, now I want a Whopper. Retro Jim cheered. He said you should have a drink before Street Fighter, or maybe 2. Jasper can be your designated driver home. No. That will not be happening. That will not be happening at all. Okay. So hold on one second here. Ninstar Rune cheered. He says, oh my God. I can't speak. Let's try this again. Ninstar Rune cheered 50 bits, and he says, Todd Howard sold Skyrim again for $7.5 billion. He resold it again. Damn it, that wily Todd Howard. Always doing these ridiculous things. Yes, he did. He sold Skyrim. Get the fuck again. You're absolutely right. He did. All right. Retro Jim cheers. Evil Within 3, please. Now that's one I can agree with. I like the Evil Within franchise very much. Evil Within 2 I felt was actually a huge improvement on Evil Within 1. And I was actually quite disappointed to find out that apparently it didn't sell very well. Yeah, apparently the game really did not live up to sales expectations for what was put into the game. Now, I can certainly see that being a result of the fact that, sadly, they didn't promote the game at all. You know what I mean? They really didn't promote the game at all. So how do you expect that a game is going to get any kind of traction or attention if you don't promote it? There was like no marketing at all. The first Evil Within actually had a ton of marketing. But that one had none. A lot of people didn't even know that it was coming out. You know? So I can't blame people for not buying it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just confusing to me. That they put so much time and effort into a franchise. They promote the shit out of the first game. It sells. It's a giant bestseller. It was. Evil Within 1 was a very good selling game. And they were very pleased with how it went. And it seemed like they totally had backing and everything from Bethesda, the publisher. And then the sequel comes out, giant improvements, right? Like big improvements to the game, open world segments that are really cool and fun, and then they don't support it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then they complained. They had the audacity to complain that the game didn't sell well, right? Oh, it didn't sell enough, so now we're basically not making anymore. Like, well, what the fuck? You didn't support the game at all. So what did you think was going to happen? Do you think people were just going to run out and buy a game they didn't know existed? You didn't promote it. So, anyway, yeah, frustrating for a franchise that I really like. Okay, continuing on. Jay McClellan 18 resubscribed for 16 months and says, "Hey Phil, would you consider playing Hades for Switch during October downtime? It's from the team that made Bastion and Transitor." I didn't really like Bastion. I played it, and I thought it was all right, but I wasn't in love with it. And the Transistor, right? That one too. I played both of those games. I didn't love them. You know, I thought they were okay games. They definitely felt like kind of indie style games. They didn't feel like full-fledged, games. So it's from the same people. I don't know if I'm going to play it. That may not interest me that much. You know? Antonio Chavez took me $14, and he says, "What kind of cat is Jasper?" Well, first of all, thank you for the tip, Antonio Chavez. That is actually the top tip of the day. Let's get that on the leaderboard. Hold on. Excuse me. Jasper is an American tabby and a very common cat in America. And he's a very common color as well. You know, the kind of gray with brown mixed in, some black, and he's got the stripes. So, pretty common. You know, I like the look of that kind of cat. Like, there's other cats that, white or black. I think those are a little plain. I'm not hating on the cat. People like that kind of cat. That's great. But I thought when we were looking for cats, I was like, that's really attractive. To me, like, I like that. The stripes and everything kind of makes him look like a tiger, you know? And I think that that's cool. It makes them seem a little bit more wild, even though we all know cats are not. They're domesticated as hell. But, I'm just saying. Timbo Slice cheered. He says, "Why do you give Microsoft so much hate? I don't understand." The last 2 or so years, Microsoft really turned corners, doing a lot of amazing things for gamers. This gen focuses on gamers compared to non-game stuff last gen. While Sony's done a lot of things not so gamer-friendly. Sony already came out and said that they cannot match the value of Xbox Game Pass. Sony lied so much about the launch and its lineup that most gamers are cross-gen, please. Why are anyone needs a PS5? Huh? I'm not defending Sony. I literally said, I don't know if we even have a winner and if there's even a major reason to own either console. I didn't say that at all. What I'm saying is, I don't understand the complete flip in attitude for Microsoft, because Microsoft didn't change. Microsoft didn't change the game by buying out Bethesda. But everyone's acting like they did. It's the same fucking games from the same company. Just because they bought out Bethesda doesn't mean anything new or better is coming out of the company. It's just that it's going to maybe be an exclusive for Xbox. So why are we freaking out about this? Exactly. I'm at a loss, but people on the internet are acting like this is the game done changed, man. This is it. Everything's different. You got to get the Xbox. Why? You still won't play anything at launch. You'll have Medium in December, and then you'll sit around with your thumb up your ass, because all the games that are coming out, they're going to run the same on PS5 and Xbox Series S and X as they're going to run on Xbox One and PS4, because the game devs have already said they don't have exclusive versions of these games yet. There's a few exceptions. Avengers did say it'll run better on PS5. They did openly say that. I'm trying to remember, some of the games are saying you're going to get the free upgrade, and they're claiming they're going to run better. But most of these games are saying they're probably going to be mostly the same version. Cyberpunk, for sure. They've outright said, now, if you play it on PS5 or Xbox One, or Xbox Series X, it's going to be exactly the same as the other consoles. We're working on upgrades to the engine, but that's not going to be live till well into 2021, So, I'm not giving them shit. I'm just being honest. And I swear, whenever I'm honest, people say that I'm being a fanboy or I'm giving someone undue shit. It's like, can I criticize stuff Is it fair for me to be a critic of stuff and try to be real and try to get to the bottom of the situation instead of just sucking up the hype through a straw like most people do these days? I just don't buy into the hype of anything. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not insanely hyped for PS5. I'm not insanely hyped for Xbox Series X. Am I a little excited that I'm going to get a PS5? Yes. There are going to be some fun games, I feel. But I'm not. I told you, I think this console launch is bad for both consoles. There's really no reason to own them at launch. The best game coming out for both consoles, in my opinion, is Demon's Souls, and it's a fucking remake of a game I've already played twice. You know? Spartan King chooses, personally don't think Bethesda's franchises are all that great. Doom is just a run and gunner. Wolfenstein is an average FPS. Fallout is hit or miss. Evil Within 2 sold horribly, so will they even eventually make a third? Dishonored, Prey, and Rage. Yeah, those are all done, too. Dishonored, Prey, and Rage, it's basically been announced they're not making any more games for the series. Elder Scrolls is the big one there, and the promise of the future projects. Even if they all became Microsoft exclusives, Sony still has better exclusives. Alrighty. Carlton Jr. cheers. So regardless of Bethesda's recent performance, I do think it's fair that people have optimism for the future of Microsoft because they now have acquired multiple relevant studios, even if it's just optimism. Alright, fair enough. Last Rambo cheers. So I don't need to jump on the gun and say Sony won. We're all gamers and should celebrate gaming instead of being immersed with fanboyism and console wars, and I kind of agree with you there. I don't think we should be immersed in console war nonsense at all. I think that it's more about just getting good games, and I think that's the problem. We need good games, and all we're talking about is console hardware instead of where are the good games. That may be the core factor here that we're missing. You should have good games for the consoles, and right now, I'm not necessarily seeing that, you know? Ninstar Rune Cheer, he says, you're talking about who wins, Xbox or PS5, what about Switch? Are they technically last gen? Frankly, I think it's like comparing a salvage title to a fresh Bugatti. Funny he said salvage titles. He took a fucking stab at Wings there. How nice. But anyway, yeah, definitely I understand what you're saying. But I think Switch is its own deal. And Switch has a lot of great games. This year in particular, Switch had a pretty good year. Last year, Switch had a pretty good year. So I don't think you can really talk shit about the Switch. And most of the games that people are buying on Switch are games you can only play on Switch, which actually means the console has value to own. You know what I mean? These aren't not cross console titles or anything. So at this point, I'm tired. I'm not going to hate on Nintendo. I can't this year. They had some giant blockbusters. They are lined up to have more great game sales coming up. You know, I'm not going to hate on Nintendo right now. They're doing pretty good in my opinion. Only Ice-T tipped me $10. It looks like Bethesda's actually going to be Microsoft exclusive. Good move against Amazon. I don't know what the hell you mean by that. Good move against Amazon? What does that mean? Amazon really had nothing to do with it, right? I don't know. Now I'm really confused, but thanks for the $10 tip, I guess. Timbo Slice Cherry said, this is why I get every system out and a PC. Being a fanboy or worrying about what game I can and can't play is too stressful. Well, you have to understand, Timbo, not everyone can do that. Not everyone has the money to do that. Not everyone was able to be able to spend the time to get those pre-orders. You know? Knows Nobody Cheers, so you play Mafia tonight. No, today's a marathon of rage games. This is not normal streaming day. Retro Jim Cheers says, are they trying to take up our marathon time with fake tips? Don't let them. There's been a lot of fake tips this morning. I took care of them. Don't worry about it. Bubble Buddy Cheers says, I agree with you, DSP. Everything you said about Microsoft is the truth. Microsoft hasn't shown any worthwhile games since 2013. They're filling up Game Pass. PlayStation, on the other hand, gives us quality exclusives and fun games that are worth buying the console for. Xbox Series X still has no gameplay except Tetris. Wow. Tetris. Sambuca cheered, 100 bits. Do you think the 100K bit cheers are legit? So far, I've seen nothing to indicate they're not. Now, I'll have more information in the next week because once it hits October, that's when Twitch will begin to process cheers and the like. And if I notice that all of a sudden there's a fall off and it says, oh, they're not legit, I'll let everyone know. But so far, so good. They've stuck, you know, for the week that they've been there and there's been no issue. Shinra Recruit Cheers says, Microsoft's buyout of ZeniMax is about software sales, not console sales. Since Microsoft owns ZeniMax now, even if you buy the PS5 version of, say, Deathloop, Microsoft makes money off of it. That is correct. I think that's what people are missing because a lot of people are thinking that Bethesda games will 100% be like Microsoft exclusives now. But Microsoft wants to make money. So I guess the question will be, they're going to see how the Xbox Series S and X sells, and maybe if they need to get some extra sales, then they'll make those games exclusive. But they may just make them cross-platform at launch too, just to make more extra money. I don't know. I don't know, man. Ty Holmes 12 resubscribed for 30 months. Thank you, Ty Holmes, for 30 months of support. Jetro's main cheer said there's a lot of dead time in October. It's a perfect time for a redemption run of Metal Gear Solid 1. You put it off for too long. Your first playthrough was painful. All right, thank you very much for the suggestion. Jetro's main. CM Full tipped me $1.30. Says The Quiet Man is a JRPG. Okay, then. Well, that'll be interesting. A silent JRPG, huh? Sambuca 2020 cheers says, sorry, I'm not cheering and tipping as much, but it's disappointing if I'm cheering and there are 100K-bit cheers that are not legit, but making my cheers look lame. That's not true at all. That is not true at all, Sambuca. Your cheers are not lame. It's as I told you guys. When it comes to supporting my streams, it's all about crowdfunding, and it's all about everyone's, collective efforts. Just because all you can cheer is 50 bits, but someone did an insane cheer this week doesn't mean that it's not appreciated or it doesn't help. It does. It all adds up. It seriously adds up. So thank you for every single person who's contributed in any way. Ponage 101 did a $5.45 tip. It says, Phil, once a month you can do an extended main gameplay stream and then spend the rest of the day with your wife and then she has a day off. It may not be much, but you can at least spend time with her. Yeah, eventually I might be able to do something like that. Right now I don't want to change the formula because things are working. Things have been very successful, but eventually maybe I can change it. We'll have to see. Okay? Thank you for the tip, Ponage 101. Mayhost 007 resubscribed for 13 months in a row. Thank you, Mayhost. Big D's gifted a sub to Blackpink. Congratulations, Blackpink. Thank you, Big D's, for the support. Last Rambo Cheer said, why would one play a game on a launch Xbox One model if you can get the better Xbox Series? Even S would be great, because a lot of people don't want to drop money on a console right now that's not going to be playing anything new. That's why. Jad Effects did tip me $5, said, there's no actual console war. Microsoft has their target on Amazon, Apple, and Google with Luna Arcade and Stadia. They want a subscription on whatever device, Xbox, PC, Android, iPhone, iPad. Will most likely get Game Pass on Switch and PlayStation. All right. Jad Effects is looking at this from a totally different angle than we've been looking at so far. And that is actually interesting to look at it that way. I think you may be right. Bacon Bits Plays cheered and said, how about a tips goal to get you drinking before Street Fighter V? No. Adam Outlaw cheered and says, just wanted you to read this so we can make the pre-stream longer. Love you, Phil, and can't wait for the stream. Thank you, Adam Outlaw. Last Rambo cheered said, what did you think of Amazon Luna? I think it's a joke. I don't think it's going to work. Just like Google Stadia, it's going to be a big flop. No one's going to give two shits about streamed games because we don't have the internet infrastructure in the United States to make it work yet, and all these companies are barking up the wrong tree and wasting tons of money because they're stupid. JadFX tipped me $5 and said Sony is slowly becoming like Nintendo and concentrating on getting a hardware console in your hands with their new first-party titles predominantly, while Microsoft wants all users on all devices for a monthly subscription no matter the medium, and Con War is dead. And he's trying to say console war is dead, and it cut off. So there you go. Thank you, JadFX, for another $5 tip. All right. Captain Charisma tipped me $1.30. Says, I found out that to get a CPU that matches the Xbox Series X and S, it's $300, the price of the system, and the S is really a crazy value. The way the Xbox gets a next-gen console at that price is insane. Well, what you might not realize, Captain Charisma, is that most next-gen consoles are actually sold at a loss. They're trying to get the consoles out there into the hands of the consumers without losing tons of money, but a lot of the times they sell it at cost or less, so that way they can get the consumers into the new console. They actually make most of their money on the games and the accessories. They don't make money on the sale of the console at all. And like I said, it is a loss in a lot of cases. So in that case, that's the truth here. All right. Speed talking. Bubble Buddy cheered. Says, can you dress Jasper the way you look cool now that you will say DSP? Wait, what? Who? I have no idea what that means. Anyway, it is time for shout-outs. The top cheers of the week. This is the last time I'll be doing these shout-outs because this resets overnight. Thank you to the top cheers of this week. Darkside Kenny's in 10th place, Retro Jim in 9th, Ninstar Rune in 8th, Timbo Slice in 7th, Shout out the Hedgehog in 6th, Hygienic Streamer Staves in 5th, Liza for Soul in 4th, Thoraxty and Pula in 3rd, Dr. Tony Huge in 2nd, and Overpowered Boone in 1st place. And thank you to those who've gifted subscriptions this week, including Big D's, Internet Famous McCroy, Dander 2013, Hygienic Streamer Tips, The Master Programmer, Django Pops, Lunaba, and Ultima Cloud 7, who all gifted a single sub. And then you got Angela Betcha sitting at the top of the pack, who gifted 2 subs this week. Can you tell I'm trying to get through the pre-stream? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a brief break. You guys think. Wait a minute. Bubble Buddy just did 100 cheers, so here's some business reading. Okay. We're going to take a brief break. I'm going to come back, and we're going to play the first game. What will the first game be? I don't know. You should think about that. When I come back, I'm going to ask you guys what you want to see. I'm thinking one of the indie-style games. So either like Hollow Knight, Celeste, or Jump King. I think would be the 3 games that would make most sense here. Because we do one of those, then we can alternate maybe to Street Fighter 5, then we can go back to one of those. You see what I mean? Like go back and forth. So I would say out of Hollow Knight, Celeste, or Jump King, what would you guys like to see first? Think about it during the break. When I come back, I'll ask, and then we will begin. All right? Hygienic streamer tips to the 50-bit cheers that cocaine is a hell of a drug. That is correct. Cocaine is a hell of a drug, Rick James. All right, I shall return. Thank you. See you in a bit. What's up, everyone? We're gonna try out Mega Man 10. What the hell is this music? What the hell is this music? The baddest, the fittest, the bad, fucking Proto Man. Proto Man, son. Proto Man. The baddest, the fittest, the bad, fucking Proto Man. Proto Man, son. Proto Man. I got an ascot and a fucking shield. What a cocksucker. Ascot and a fucking shield. Woo, woo, woo. Oh my god. Screw your mother. Screw your dad. What? I was jumping forward, fuck this shit. I was jumping forward, fuck this shit. You laughed at me. You laughed at me. Oh my god! Screw your mother, screw your dad. What? You laughed at me. You laughed at me. You laughed at me. You laughed at me. What a cocksucker. Baddest, the fittest, the bad, fucking Proto Man. Proto Man, son. Proto Man. Baddest, the fittest, the bad, fucking Proto Man. Proto Man, son. Proto Man. What the hell is this music? What the hell is this music? What the hell is this music? What the fuck did the European staff have to do with this game? What the hell is this music? What's up, everyone? First of all, just to start off, just so everyone knows, today is actually my birthday. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Ride balloons now. Ride those balloons now. You know you want to do it, Diddy. It ain't gonna be very pretty, but you'll beat the stage and you will survive. You will not singe your monkey high. Come on. Come on. Can someone please shut up this dude who's being a moron? Yeah. 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 Here we go now. Here we go now. Diddy Kong now.
Are you a functional retard? I have to ask.
Now in the house. Diddy Kong. All right. Oh, what a stage that was, man. Thank you.
Stop
Big Ben,
this!
for the sub, 6-month sub. Thank you.